Thank you, Deputy Premier Lacasse. I would now like to introduce the Honourable Brad Douglas, joining us here for the first time at BIO, as he has recently taken on the portfolio responsible for economic development, research and innovation in Ontario. I must say that I've known Minister Douglas for about 1,000 years, and he has truly distinguished himself in each of the portfolios he's been responsible for in Ontario.
Thanks, Gordon. It's not a year over 500 years. What are you talking about? Mr. Consul General, Premiers, colleagues in government, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here. And I figured out sitting there why we have RCMP officers here on the podium. It's not just to show a little bit of Canadianism. It's really because we've got so many politicians with so short a time that if we run overtime, they're going to be called into action. So I'm a little nervous. I'm going to make sure I finish on time, Gord. Just want to say on behalf of the government of Ontario, thank you all of you from Ontario, all of you from across the country for the work you're doing here in Boston to promote the incredible bioscience sector that we're growing in Ontario and throughout Canada. I think we work very closely on this in bioscience with our sister province in Quebec. But when you think about it, we all have very significant bioscience clusters growing in our respective provinces, something each and every one of us are very, very proud of. Certainly we're very proud of that in Ontario as well. But when we pull us all together, Canada is a force in bioscience and something that I think each and every Canadian here today should be very proud of. And those of you here today that are here just to see what's going on in our country in bioscience, I invite you to visit Ontario, visit the rest of the provinces in our country, and you'll see a bioscience sector that is fast becoming one of the strongest in the world. So I'm delighted to be here on behalf of Premier McGuinty. Gordon, thank you for bringing this together. And colleagues, look forward to working with you to grow our bioscience sector even further. Thank you all so much.
De la Belle-Province, Quebec, the Minister of Economic Development, Innovation and Export Trade is Sam Hamad. Ministre Hamad, bienvenue à Bio et le Canada Café. Mesdames et Messieurs, Minister Hamad.
Thank you very much. Premier, Deputy Premier, colleague ministers, ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to be here today, and especially we are proud to be part of Canada. And as you know, Canada is the best team in the world in biotech. So as you know, Quebec has been a leader in biotech and life sciences. We have 500 companies, 26,000 jobs, and half of research and development in Canada is being in Quebec. And the business model is changing now. Why Premier Charest asked me and my colleague, Minister of Health, Yves Dick, is with us, and Minister of Finance, to prepare a forum for life sciences being done on the 1st of June. And we have 300 people that attending this meeting from universities, from companies, from research center, and our objective is to keep our position as a leader in that sector. Aujourd'hui, je suis très heureux de voir une étude qui a été faite par Ernst & Young. La moitié des investissements dans la biotech au Canada sont au Québec. Nous sommes très fiers de voir des investissements comme Innovia, $1 milliard qui est fait à Montréal il n'y a pas longtemps. Des investissements dans ma ville à Québec, 200 millions de dollars d'investissement, l'équivalent de la Colombie-Britannique, l'investissement en Colombie-Britannique au total. Alors nous sommes très fiers. Pour nous, l'industrie de la science de la vie est très importante. Nous l'avons supportée depuis des années et on continue à supporter cette industrie-là parce qu'elle est créatrice d'emplois, elle est créatrice de richesses et surtout aussi, c'est l'industrie du savoir que nous avons toujours privilégié dans notre stratégie économique. Alors, merci d'être là tout le monde. Vive le Canada, vive le Québec. Merci.
Allow me to introduce another new representative joining our delegation here today, helping to showcase our industry in Nova Scotia, Percy Paris, Minister of Economic and Rural Development and Tourism for Nova Scotia. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Paris.
Thank you, distinguished guests. It's certainly a pleasure for me to be here and for my first time experience, and I'm overwhelmed and very much impressed as I look out onto the audience. There's a number of people here. My colleague referenced, and rightly so, the presence of the RCMP here. And he also acknowledged that during his words that he would have to be brief because they would have to spring into action. And I will take some privilege here and say that I know both of these officers. They are from Nova Scotia, so I feel quite confident that I can take some liberties here. I want to say, certainly on behalf of Nova Scotia, on behalf of the Nova Scotian government, and certainly on behalf of the business delegates that are here at BIO, my message is a simple one. The province of Nova Scotia is there to work with you. That we are here to offer and to demonstrate our support for a sector that sometimes I feel that is somewhat taken for granted, that's not fully appreciated in the global economy, and we, and certainly in Nova Scotia, and I'll be so bold as to say, with the partnership we have in Atlantic Canada, we value your contribution, and we are willing and able and anxious to work with you to fulfill the great potential that the sector has. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Paris. Of course, you didn't tell us why you know these countries. We'll save that story for later, maybe. As the CEO of a company from British Columbia, I'm delighted that our Minister of Health agreed to lead the BC delegation to BIO and join us here on the opposite coast. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Honourable Mike DeYoung, Minister of Health in my beautiful home province of BC.
Gordon, Your Excellency, Premiers, Deputy Premiers, Ministers, respected citizens, lawyers. It's a great delight to be here, and on behalf of Premier Christy Clark, Minister Pat Bell, and the Government of British Columbia, let me say how delighted we are to be working with all of you. Last year, in fact it was just about a year ago, we watched helplessly as the Stanley Cup was wrestled from our arms by a team just down the road from here. But we're part of a bigger team this year. We're part of Team Canada. And when we work together, as we hope to do and know we can have an impact in the world of bioscience, life sciences, far in excess of what people might otherwise expect. I am delighted to be here with a strong, large contingent of British Columbians who, as is our habit in this confederation, take delight in elections and other situations to have the last word because of the unique time zone we live in. But the word we'd like to have today is to reinforce with you that there is an emerging force. Canada looks east, but Canada looks west, we look north, we look south, and we can all play a role in that. And I'm delighted, if I may, just to take a moment to reinforce that partnership. There are people here from the Centre for Drug Research and Development, and I simply want to reinforce with them the government's commitment to work with you by announcing that we will be proceeding with funding to the tune of $29 million to assist with the incredible work you have been doing, and to the people from Genome BC, part of a pan-Canadian effort at research, a further funding commitment of $10 million from the Government of British Columbia to assist with the work of Genome BC. Folks, when we work together, there's nothing we can't do. Look around this room, look around this convention, be proud, be big, be salespeople for the people back home. We are Canada, and we can't be stopped. Bon chance.
Thank you, Minister DeYoung, and thank you to all of our representatives for joining us today. Before we move to the official opening, I just wanted to introduce a couple of other dignitaries with us. Some mentioned L'Honorable Yves Bolduc, the Minister of Health and Social Services for the province of Quebec, the Honourable Doug Curry, Minister of Health for Prince Edward Island, the Honourable Stephen Kahn, Minister of Alberta Enterprise and Advanced Education, and of course, our dear friend Hazel McCallion, the Mayor of Mississauga. Hazel gets more applause than anybody. Hazel McCallion. these folks together, we are promoting the importance of biotechnology to Canada's economy, and we look forward to continuing that innovation dialogue. I wish everyone a productive and successful bio, and may I ask the delegation representatives to come forward and join me in opening officially the Canada Cafe.